Hey, what's up everyone? Today we're going to go over the updates that I did to my MJX HyperGo 7303. See here we added a carbon plate on the bottom. Can't see it yet, but inside that helmet I've got a DJI digital FPV system mounted in there. It's a bit of a glare, but we'll go over that. See the lip in the front with the carbon. Let's get this set up. You can see the other side. Add another dude in the back. If you know, you know. Let's go over this carbon plate on the bottom. You can see that I've got the fit of the carbon to accommodate the sides here, so this fits perfectly on the side of the carbon. Also on the bottom here you can see that these air gaps have been reduced, just so there isn't air traveling back up into the body. So it's a full carbon plate. See that there? Flip it around so you can see that. Some of you may see a resemblance to another aftermarket carbon plate that is popular out there. This is a scorched RC carbon plate. This is another build that I've got going on right now. This is a 1/8 Arma build that I've got, but we're not here to talk about that. Hopefully this is one of my winter builds that I would like to finish. You see that it's a dual motor. Alright, so let's get into this. Or dual motor option. Probably not going to run that dual motor, to tell you the truth. Alright, so we got this one here. Let's open this up. We'll go over what you'll see new on the inside and go over everything else. So put this off to the side for now. We'll get into the DJI FPV system in a second. Alright, so you can see here, got this carbon lip, the side trays. You can't see it from in the camera. Maybe you can a little bit, but this is like a color changing type pattern I did. I watched this guy online who does like paintings of like all types of stuff, suitcases and all types of stuff, and I saw this technique that he did and I thought it was pretty cool, and this actually came out pretty cool. So this is actually the stock metal chassis. For those of you who may not seen, I swapped out the stock shocks for GPM big bore shocks, lowering the car. We've got the Power Hobby Roto Lock motor mount that was swapped out. We've got the Cobra Ace 5 ESC in there. See, I've got my GNS mounted up here, and then we've got the GPM shocks in the front as well. I had to go with the Arma mount, so I had to modify an armor mount to make this body fit on there, because the stock mount that comes with this was it was making the body a little bit too high, so it wouldn't sit flat on the carbon in the front here. So I had to lower it, and I swapped it out for the armor mount. You will have to drill this out just to make sure it goes in the right holes on this stock base here. Spin this around so you can see the other side. And then you can see how low this thing is. Alright, so yeah, so that's what we've done. Power system. On the diffs, I did take the, if you guys know, I hated the center diff, the stock one, so I just swapped it out. But on the front and the rear, they're built the same with the washer. If you're familiar with this car, there's this washer that's on the diff. I took those off, front and rear. They're not needed. Alright, so let's get into the FPV system and how we got that in the car. So to remove this bottom plate here that has the dudes in it, there's typically 3 screws in the front here. I've got 2 in here just for now, just to save time. And then in the rear, you've got 3 screws as well. I removed 2 of them just for the video, so we could just reduce the time and you guys are watching this. So I'm just gonna pop these out. I've already removed some of the tape that wire manages these wires. Oh, almost missed an important part here. On the bottom here, you have your lighting controller, your stock lighting controller. What I figured out was on the stock lighting controller, there's actually what seems to be an auxiliary, 3-pin auxiliary. And when I tested it, it was actually giving off voltage. So what I've done is I've set my my back on my ESC. See, this usually goes, you guys are familiar, this goes to an auxiliary on the ESC, which powers on the lights. But I've set my ESC output to be 8.4, which the VTX unit, which powers the camera inside this, needs at least a 2S voltage. So I ramped that up to 8.4, and so that powers on the VTX perfectly. So let's get into this and remove the rest of this so we could show you what we did. So yeah, through that connection, let me just bring this back up for a second. I've got a Y split coming off of that, and one of those goes to the VTX, and then the other one goes to a fan, which I got mounted on top of the VTX. So this powers both the fan and the VTX. Alright, let's get this off using my DeWalt screwdriver. There's a brace in the front that's going to have to come off as well. Okay. Put this off to the side. Remove the tape that's being used for wire management. And then this just pop off. You might have to just spread the body out a little bit, but this should just pop right off. Gotta unplug this. Unplug these two going to the Y connection. Alright, so let's turn this around. So you can see this is what the stock head looks like, and you can see here, let me just straighten this out, doesn't look like if it's too straight. You can see that I've drilled a hole in the front here. So the camera shot, we have the camera shot coming right out the front. FPV driving is lots of fun. Might stick in a clip here of the actual driving experience. But yeah, you can see here that we've hollowed out the back here, and we also have the fan mounted on top of the VTX unit. So like I said, one of these cables is drilled through this back part. I just drilled a small hole back there, and that's how the cables come through here. And then also the power for the VTX unit comes off the back here, drilled that through, and that comes through here, and then that goes to that Y connection. So yeah, so that's how I've got it mounted in there. It's just you can find these mounts online, and then you could also do this with any, you know, VTX, you know, whether it be analog or walk snail or any of the others. I believe there's IPX now and some other digital platforms that actually have air units, and, or I don't know if they call them air units, but VTXs and cameras and systems that you can use with your DJI goggles. I actually use this is an earlier generation, so I use the version 2 goggles with this system. Show you that real quick here. I think I got them right here. Yep, got them right here. So these are the goggles I use with this to capture the video, and then I'll also see, you can see that. So it really feels like if you're on or inside the vehicle driving it, and it really is a really awesome experience. I'm surprised that there aren't more people doing FPV racing and driving with these cars, because flying drones is a lot of fun as well. That's one of my hobbies as well, is building custom drones and flying drones. Really, you know, that's one of my favorites as well, along with RC cars. But yeah, so this is what we did to get this all done, and all the upgrades that we've done so far. Bring the car back over here and end this video so it's not too long. So yeah, so that's what we've done so far. You can see here, this is the plan. Accommodate 2 large batteries on the side. I could probably even fit a 3rd battery in there if I needed. And yeah, so thanks for watching. If you guys got any questions or comments, you can leave them in the comment section below. And we've got a couple more cars coming to the channel. I'm going to cover those on hopefully soon in another video, and give some of my advice for, you know, the Christmas season, Black Friday shopping, and what I think you guys should be looking for, just based upon what your experience may be, and you know, what you're looking for out of an RC car. So that video is coming up soon, but thanks for watching this one, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.